Weak minds react. Strong minds respond. Being mentally tough is not about never feeling pain, fear, or stress, but about learning how to stay strong and in control even when those feelings are present. Because life will always test you. There will be moments when things don't go your way, when people doubt you, when you fail, and when you feel like giving up. And in those moments, your mental strength is what decides whether you break or grow. And most people struggle because they rely on motivation and emotions. They act when they feel good and stop when they feel bad. But mental toughness is the ability to act regardless of how you feel. It is choosing discipline over comfort, consistency over excuses, and focus over distraction. And this ability gives you a powerful advantage. Because while others are controlled by their emotions, you're guided by your purpose. And as you begin to develop this mindset, you start noticing that you are less affected by temporary setbacks. Because you understand that challenges are part of the process, not the end of it. And this understanding helps you stay calm under pressure. Because you're not reacting impulsively, you are thinking clearly and responding with control. And at the same time, being mentally tough also means taking responsibility for your life. Because instead of blaming circumstances or other people, you focus on what you can control, your actions, your mindset, and your effort. And this focus gives you power. Because you're not waiting for things to change. You are making changes yourself. And over time, this habit builds confidence. Because you see that you can handle difficulties, adapt to situations, and continue moving forward. And this confidence strengthens your mindset even more, creating a cycle where toughness leads to action, action leads to progress, and progress builds even more toughness. And eventually, you reach a point where challenges no longer intimidate you. They motivate you because you see them as opportunities to prove your strength. And this is what truly defines a mentally tough person. Not someone who avoids difficulty, but someone who faces it with courage, discipline, and control, and keeps going no matter what. Fire as you begin to develop mental toughness. You start realizing that your biggest enemy is often your own mind, because it constantly tries to protect you from discomfort. It tells you to quit when things get hard, to avoid risk, to stay in your comfort zone. And while this may feel safe, it limits your growth, because nothing meaningful is achieved without facing challenges. And this is where mental toughness becomes essential, because it allows you to go against that inner resistance, to take action even when your mind is telling you to stop. And this ability to push through discomfort is what separates strong individuals from the rest. Because while others give in to their thoughts, you learn to control them. And as you continue practicing this, you begin to notice that your tolerance for difficulty increases. Things that once felt hard start to feel normal. And this is because your mind adapts to the level of challenge you expose it to. And over time, you become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling pressure. And at the same time, mental toughness also helps you stay focused on your goals. Because you're not easily distracted by temporary feelings or obstacles. You're committed to your long-term vision. And this commitment keeps you moving forward, even when progress is slow or uncertain. And as you continue this process, you also begin to build confidence, because every time you overcome a challenge, you prove to yourself that you are capable, and this proof strengthens your belief in your abilities, making it easier to face even bigger challenges in the future. And this creates a powerful cycle where facing difficulty builds strength, and that strength allows you to face even greater difficulty. And over time, this cycle transforms your mindset completely. Because you're no longer afraid of challenges, you are prepared for them. And this preparation gives you an advantage, because while others hesitate, you take action. And this is what ultimately leads to growth and success. As your mental toughness continues to grow, you begin to develop emotional control, which is one of the most important aspects of strength. Because emotions can either guide you or control you. And most people let their emotions control them. They react in anger, they give up in frustration, and they lose focus under pressure. But when you train your mind to stay tough, you learn how to manage these emotions instead of being controlled by them. And this creates a gap between what you feel and how you act. And in that gap lies your power, because you're no longer reacting automatically. You are choosing your response. And this choice allows you to stay calm in stressful situations, to think clearly under pressure, and to act in intention instead of impulse. And over time, this emotional control becomes your strength, because you're not easily shaken by negativity, criticism, or failure. You remain steady, focused, and in control. And this stability improves your decision-making, because your mind is not clouded by emotions. It is clear and logical, and at the same time, emotional control also helps you handle setbacks better, because instead of being overwhelmed by failure, you see it as a learning opportunity. And this mindset keeps you moving forward, because you're not stuck in negativity. You're focused on improvement. And as you continue this practice, you also begin to reduce stress, because you are not overreacting to every situation. You are handling things with calmness and clarity. And this calmness improves your overall performance, because you're able to think, act, and respond more effectively. And over time, this emotional mastery becomes part of your identity, because you're no longer someone who is controlled by feelings. You become someone who controls their response. And this is what truly defines mental toughness, not the absence of emotions, but the ability to manage them and continue moving forward regardless of how you feel. Fire. As you go deeper into building self-control, you begin to understand the importance of delaying gratification, which means choosing long-term rewards over short-term pleasure, because most people are controlled by immediate comfort. They choose scrolling over working, comfort over discipline, and excuses over action. And these small choices may feel easy in the moment, but over time, they create a life of regret, because nothing meaningful is built through comfort alone. But when you develop the ability to delay gratification, you start making decisions that support your future instead of just satisfying the present. And this shift is powerful, because it changes your priorities. You begin to focus on what truly matters, your goals, your growth, and your progress. And as you continue practicing this, you begin to notice that your discipline increases, because you are not chasing instant pleasure. You are committed to long-term success. And this commitment helps you stay consistent, because you are not easily distracted by temporary desires. And at the same time, delaying gratification also strengthens your willpower, because every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are training your mind to stay strong. And this training makes it easier to make the right choices in the future, because your mind becomes used to resisting distractions. And over time, this ability becomes natural, because you're no longer fighting yourself. You are aligned with your goals. And this alignment creates progress, because your actions are consistent and focused. And as this continues, you begin to see results. And these results reinforce your discipline, because you realize that your sacrifices are paying off. And this creates a powerful cycle where control leads to progress, and progress strengthens your control. And eventually, you reach a point where you are no longer tempted by short-term pleasures, because you are focused on something bigger. And this is what separates successful individuals from the rest: the ability to control their desires and stay committed to their goals. Because when you master this, you're no longer controlled by life's distractions. You are in control of your direction. As your self-control becomes stronger, you begin to notice a significant improvement in your focus. Because one of the biggest reasons people fail to achieve their goals is not lack of ability, but lack of focus. They are constantly distracted by notifications, entertainment, and unnecessary activities. And this scattered attention prevents them from making real progress. But when you develop control over yourself, you also gain control over your attention. And this is powerful, because where your attention goes, your energy follows. And when your energy is focused, your results improve. And as you continue practicing this, you begin to eliminate distractions from your life, not because someone tells you to, but because you understand their impact. You realize that every distraction is taking you further away from your goals. And this awareness helps you make better choices, because you're not acting blindly. You are acting with purpose. And at the same time, self-control also helps you stay committed to your tasks, because even when things become boring or difficult, you do not quit. You continue working, and this consistency builds momentum, Because once you stay focused for a longer period, it becomes easier to maintain that focus. And over time, this habit transforms your productivity because you're able to complete tasks more efficiently and with better quality. And as your productivity increases, your confidence also grows because you see the results of your focused efforts. And this creates a cycle where focus leads to action, action leads to results, and results reinforce your focus. And eventually, you reach a level where distractions no longer have power over you because you are clear about your priorities, and this clarity keeps you aligned with your goals. And this is a true power of self-control. It gives you the ability to direct your attention, your energy, and your effort toward what truly matters. As you continue strengthening your control over yourself, you begin to experience a deep sense of inner stability because your life is no longer controlled by external situations. You are not constantly reacting to what happens around you. You are choosing how to respond. And this choice creates peace because your mind is not in chaos. It is calm, clear, and controlled. And this stability allows you to handle pressure more effectively because you're not easily overwhelmed. You're able to stay focused even in challenging situations. And this gives you an advantage because while others may panic or lose direction, you remain steady. And this steadiness improves your decision-making because your mind is not clouded by stress or emotions. It is focused on solutions. And at the same time, this inner stability also improves your confidence because you trust yourself. You know that no matter what happens, you have the ability to stay in control. And this trust removes fear because you're not afraid of situations. You're confident in your ability to handle them. And over time, this mindset transforms your life because you're no longer dependent on external conditions to feel stable. You are creating that stability from within, and this is what makes you strong. Because real strength is not about controlling everything outside. It is about controlling what is inside. And as you continue this journey, you begin to realize that self-control is not just a skill. It is a way of life. It is a foundation of discipline, focus, and success. And once you build this foundation, nothing can easily shake you, distract you, or control you because you have mastered the most important thing, yourself. Fire. As you continue strengthening your mental toughness, you begin to realize that setbacks are not something to fear, but something to use. Because every failure, every mistake, and every difficult moment carries a lesson. And most people miss these lessons because they're too focused on the pain of the situation. They see failure as an end instead of a step. But when you're mentally tough, you look at setbacks differently, you analyze them, you learn from them, and you use them to improve. And this approach keeps you moving forward because you're not stuck in regret or negativity. You're focused on growth. And as you continue this practice, you begin to build resilience because every challenge you overcome makes you stronger. And this strength prepares you for future difficulties because you already have experience handling pressure. And at the same time, this mindset also helps you stay confident because you know that even if things go wrong, you have the ability to recover. And this confidence removes fear because you're not afraid of failure. You are prepared for it. And as you continue this journey, you also begin to see challenges as opportunities because they give you a chance to prove your strength, to test your discipline, and to push your limits. And this perspective changes everything because instead of avoiding difficulty, you start embracing it. And this is what truly defines mental toughness, not the absence of struggle, but the ability to grow through it and keep moving forward regardless of what happens. As your mindset becomes stronger, you begin to understand that mental toughness is deeply connected to self-belief because no matter how disciplined or focused you are, if you do not believe in yourself, you will struggle to take action. And most people doubt themselves. They question their abilities and they hesitate when opportunities come. But when you build mental toughness, you also build trust in yourself because you prove to yourself through your actions that you can handle challenges, stay consistent, and keep moving forward. And this proof strengthens your belief because you are not relying on words or motivation. You are relying on your own experience. And as you continue this practice, your confidence grows because you see your progress, you see your strength, and you see your ability to overcome obstacles. And this confidence allows you to take bigger risks because you are not afraid of failure. You trust yourself to adapt and learn. And at the same time, this self-belief also helps you stay focused on your path because you're not easily influenced by other people's opinions or negativity. You know what you want, and you are committed to achieving it. And over time, this belief becomes your foundation because it supports your actions, your decisions, and your growth. And this is what allows you to move forward with confidence and clarity, even when things are uncertain. As everything comes together, you reach a point where mental toughness becomes part of who you are, not something you try to practice, but something you naturally live because your thoughts are disciplined, your emotions are controlled, and your actions are consistent. And this alignment creates a powerful life because you're no longer held back by fear, doubt, or distractions. You're focused, strong, and in control. And this control allows you to face any situation with confidence because you trust yourself. You know that no matter what happens, you have a mindset to handle it. And this trust gives you freedom because you're not afraid of challenges. You're ready for them. And at the same time, this mental toughness also brings peace because your mind is not constantly reacting or overthinking. It is calm, clear, and focused. And this clarity allows you to live with purpose because you are not drifting, you are directing your life. And over time, this way of thinking transforms everything. Your habits improve, your results improve, and your confidence grows. And this creates a cycle where strength leads to action, action leads to results, and results reinforce your strength. And eventually, you realize that being mentally tough is not about being emotionless. It is about being in control. It is about showing up every day, doing what needs to be done, and continuing to move forward no matter what. And that is what truly separates those who succeed from those who give up. Fire as you move further into the journey of becoming mentally tough. You begin to understand the true meaning of responsibility. Because a strong mind does not blame circumstances, people, or situations. It takes ownership of everything it can control. And this shift is powerful. Because the moment you stop blaming and start taking responsibility, you take back control of your life. And most people stay stuck because they always look for excuses. They blame their past, their environment, or other people for their problems. And while some of these factors may be real, focusing on them does not create progress. It only keeps you stuck. But when you develop mental toughness, you train yourself to focus on solutions instead of problems. You ask yourself what you could do instead of what went wrong. And this mindset keeps you moving forward because you are not wasting energy on things you cannot change. You are using your energy to improve what you can, and at the same time, taking responsibility also builds confidence because you begin to see that your actions have power, that your decisions can create change. And this realization makes you stronger because you're no longer waiting for things to improve. You're making them improve. And over time, this habit transforms your mindset because you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and start seeing yourself as the creator of your life. And this is one of the most important steps in becoming mentally tough. Because once you take full responsibility, you unlock your true potential. And you begin to move forward with clarity, strength, and purpose. As your mental toughness continues to grow, you begin to understand the importance of staying silent and focused. Because not everything needs a reaction, not every opinion needs a response, and not every situation deserves your energy. And this realization is powerful. Because most people waste their time and energy reacting to things that do not matter. They argue, they explain themselves, and they try to prove others wrong. And in doing so, they lose focus on their own growth. But when you are mentally tough, you learn to stay silent when necessary. You choose your battles wisely, and you focus on what truly matters. And this focus gives you an advantage because your energy is not scattered. It is directed toward your goals. And at the same time, staying silent also helps you maintain emotional control because you're not reacting impulsively. You're thinking before you act, and this prevents unnecessary mistakes. because you're not letting your emotions take over and over. This habit builds respect because people notice your discipline, your calmness, and your ability to stay focused. And this creates a strong presence because you're not easily shaken or distracted. And as you continue this practice, you also begin to realize that success does not need to be announced. It needs to be built. And this mindset keeps you grounded because you're not seeking validation. You're focused on progress. And this is what truly helps you grow because you are investing your time and energy into actions that create results, not into words that create noise. As everything starts coming together, you begin to realize that mental toughness is ultimately about long-term consistency because success is not built in one day. It is built over time through repeated effort, discipline, and focus. And this is where most people struggle. They start strong, but they cannot maintain their effort. They lose motivation, they get distracted, and they fall back into old habits. But when you are mentally tough, you understand that consistency matters more than intensity. You do not rely on short bursts of effort. You rely on steady progress. And this approach creates real results because small actions repeated daily lead to big outcomes over time. And as you continue this practice, you begin to see how your habits shape your life because what you do every day becomes who you are. And this awareness helps you stay disciplined because you know that every action counts. And at the same time, this consistency also builds confidence because you see your progress, you see your improvement, and you see your ability to stay committed. And this proof strengthens your belief in yourself, making it easier to continue. And over time, this creates a powerful cycle where consistency leads to progress. Progress builds confidence, and confidence reinforces consistency. And eventually, you reach a point where discipline becomes automatic because you have trained yourself to show up every day, regardless of how you feel. And this is what truly defines mental toughness. Not just the ability to handle difficult moments, but the ability to stay consistent over time and keep moving forward no matter what. Fire as you continue this journey. You begin to understand that mental toughness is built in the moments when no one is watching, because real strength is not shown in public. It is developed in private, in those early mornings when you choose discipline over sleep, in those late nights when you keep working while others quit, and in those difficult moments when you push yourself even though you feel like stopping. And these moments may seem small, but they are where your character is built. Because every time you choose to stay consistent, you are reinforcing your identity as someone who does not give up, and this identity becomes powerful because it influences everything you do. And at the same time, this private discipline also builds self-respect because you know that you're doing the work even when there is no reward or recognition. And this creates a deep sense of confidence because you trust your effort. And as you continue this practice, you also begin to realize that mental toughness is not about being perfect. It is about showing up every day, doing what needs to be done, and continuing to move forward. And this mindset allows you to stay consistent because you're not waiting for perfect conditions. You're creating progress regardless of circumstances. And over time, this consistency compounds because every small effort adds up, creating results that are impossible to ignore. And this is what truly separates mentally tough individuals. Not talent, not luck, but the ability to keep going when it is hard, when it is boring, and when it is uncomfortable. As your mindset reaches a higher level, you begin to see that mental toughness also requires letting go of things that do not serve you, because holding on to negativity, past failures, or other people's opinions can weaken your focus and drain your energy. And most people struggle because they carry unnecessary weight in their mind. They overthink past mistakes. They worry about what others think, and they allow negativity to take control of their thoughts. But when you are mentally tough, you learn to let go. You understand that the past cannot be changed and that other people's opinions do not define your future. And this understanding frees your mind because you're no longer stuck in things that do not matter. You're focused on what you can control, your actions, your mindset, and your progress. And this focus improves your clarity because your mind is not cluttered with unnecessary thoughts. It is clear and directed. And at the same time, letting go also helps you stay emotionally balanced because you're not constantly reacting to negativity. You are choosing peace. And this peace allows you to think clearly Act wisely and stay consistent. And over time, this habit becomes your strength because you're not easily affected by external factors. You remain focused on your path, and this is what gives you an advantage. Because while others are distracted by things that do not matter, you are moving forward with clarity and purpose.